Well, we're here. We've finally reached our destination point. Along this journey, numerous people in our lives have contributed to making the remarkable young men and women sitting in front of you today. But before I begin, I'd like to take a moment to thank some of those people in my own life. To my parents, Tom and Cindy, thank you for your unfaltering guidance and nurture. I couldn't be more grateful for the lessons I've learned and the memories I've made from your love and wisdom. To my siblings, Tyler and Julia, you've taught me how to set goals and strive to be the best version of myself. It's an honor to be your brother, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. Thank you to the teachers and coaches that made my high school experience unpredictable, exciting, and memorable. Especially Mrs. Barry for the 20 pounds I've gained from weekly morning donuts over the past 4 years. But more importantly, for being the caring mother to our little homeroom family. To all of my friends, you not only made school tolerable, but you provided support and encouragement at times when I needed it the most. And to Carrots, thank you for being soft enough to cause no true harm and small enough for Aiden to launch you across the cafeteria without being noticed. If cameras didn't exist, of course. And to Joel Palachik, thank you for being someone I can always depend on to geek out about movies and music with, for teaching me the importance of change and reassuring me that everything always works out. And to everyone else in my life who played a role in making me the person I am today, sincerely, thank you. Throughout my high school years, I've lived off 3 distinct principles of life that I conveniently formulated in the Notes app on my phone. And coming up with ideas for this speech, I tried to incorporate these principles into some elaborate, convoluted story. But it occurred to me that the most impactful way of spreading these principles was to simply share them with you directly. So, number 1, seek discomfort. I know, it sounds pretty foolish, and I would have agreed with you until about 2 years ago. I was at my desk finishing up some assignments that were due the next morning when I felt it. A weird, unfamiliar sort of trance took over me, and without panicking or overreacting, I welcomed the bizarreness of the situation because it felt like it was leading me to something important. The next thing I knew, I was sitting on my floor, hovering my phone above my vinyl records, filming my first ASMR video. Now, I had talked about creating an ASMR channel before this, but I never imagined that I'd actually start one, especially considering the ridicule and embarrassment I'd face on a daily basis. Which is why I hid it, and I hid it pretty well. An entire year would go by without people knowing about it, with a few exceptions, of course. It grew at a steady pace over this time, but it wasn't until Logan Lambert, was outed as being an ASMR artist when everything changed. The reputation I constructed for myself was obliterated. At school, I could feel eyes piercing through my skin, and for the first time in my life, I was uncomfortable being myself. But this feeling, it didn't last long at all. Within a week, life was seemingly back to normal, except now with new opportunities to talk about and spread my channel. In my head, I made it out to be the worst thing that could ever happen. But in reality, everything was fine. In fact, it was more than fine. My channel spiked to 6.5 million views. I was making connections with people from all around the world, and my friends were actually asking to be in my videos. I had never felt more secure in myself. Now you might be asking, why seek discomfort when it could just be thrust upon me in a situation that's completely out of my control? And that's because discomfort isn't guaranteed to come to you. You might become so skilled at being comfortable in life that you forget what it means to be truly uncomfortable. That moment of fearlessness and intense motivation may never arrive to push you out into the unknown. Who knows what else I could have learned, explored, and experienced if I had just taken the risk and revealed my channel, myself. So what I urge all of you to do is to seek and embrace discomfort, for it's not a burden, but a blessing. Now, number 2, see the beauty in being human. Life is a massive game of perspective. Now, I'm not just referring to literal perspective, like how Eliza Fowler can admire the vibrant colors of a rainbow while I'm scratching my head, wondering how she's seeing more than just yellow and blue. You see, I'm talking about the way we view the intangible aspects of life. The love we have for someone could be measured by how deeply we understand them. Our value of memories could be shaped by how many times we experience them. Even the significance of something as routine as eating lunch with your friends might not be truly understood until it's your last time doing it. It's common knowledge that perspective is fluid, ever-changing in our lives. But we often forget the amount of control we have over it. By being mindful of what forms our views in life, we have the freedom to decide which perspective to take. And now, in an especially peculiar time in our lives when change is inevitable and discomfort is guaranteed, perspectives are limitless, waiting patiently to be selected and utilized in your life. For each one is valuable in its own way. And so my question for you all is, which perspectives will you choose? Finally, number 3, seize the day, or suck out all the marrow of life, as John Keating would passionately proclaim. Get lost in the absurdity of it all. Cherish the hardships and live to the fullest extent. This all-encompassing sentiment sounds like the easiest of principles, but in my experience, it's the most overlooked. We can be so consumed by routine and structure that we drown out opportunities for new experiences and growth. I'm not devaluing routine, but rather shedding light on the passion, curiosity, and adventure that exists outside of it. Now, if seizing the day means to hide a baked potato in a friend's backpack or shave a man's head completely bald, then so be it. Moments like these make us human because we're really nothing but giant goofballs. They remind us of our immaturity, our imperfections, our lack of understanding of what's even going on. Nobody knows what's really going on. We craft the world in our own heads, even if that world looks nothing like someone else's. So why take it all so seriously? Why not find freedom and purpose in knowing that we don't know? My mom has always told me to never wish my life away. And at a time when everything I've ever known is ending and starting simultaneously, I couldn't be more thankful that I listened to her. For it's in moments like these where we acknowledge the journey ahead, reminisce on the memories behind us, yet are focused on right here, sitting shoulder to shoulder with loved ones, watching our gowns flow in the wind that would have been blowing if we were outside. These moments where presence is crucial. Be present for every moment life has to offer. For maybe then we can live each day as if it was our last, with a desire to seek discomfort, an unwavering inclination to see the beauty of being human, and a tenacious urge to seize the day. Thank you.